What is the organizational structure? Defining how a company and its workers are organized is the key to achieve its objectives. Each type of business requires a unique organizational structure. The organizational structure is the hier- hierarchical system chosen to manage the personnel and organizations. Thanks to it, the forms of internal and administrative organization are aboard. The division of work into areas or departments branches into a kind of tree. It could be said that the structure of the organization is the way to plan its works and formally distribute its responsibilities. It's the skeleton that supports it. A well-planned organizational structure serves to focus efforts towards the objectives and that that all of departments grow in the same directions. If it's not developed property, properly, employees are baffled by the lack of authority, conditions fails, and the decision making is slower. The long-term economic performance of the company could be affected. We have six parts that we have six elements in this: the command chains, the centralization level, control margin, degree of specialization, structural formality, and formation of departments. Command chains. It's the basis of any organization model. It's a line of authority that flows for the highest management to the lowest position. This chain defines who to contact according to the topic in question. According to Henry Mintzberg, the structure of the chain of command is made up of five elements: a strategic apex or top management, middle line or department directors, operational core, non managerial workers, and technostructure, that's the technical specialist, and support staff, that they are subcontracted and cleaning or security desk. Centralization level. Whether the organization is centralized or decentralized will directly contribute to the speed of the decision making process. It will also have an important it will also have an important I'm sorry. It will also have an impact on the more or less democratic perception of the way of acting. Control margin. It's an element highly influenced by the size of the company and the level of centralization. The more employees a senior leadership control, the greater its margin of control. Degree of specialization. This key to organizational structure addresses the division of labor. Within an organization, tasks are distributed at different levels. If your employees are highly specialized, they will be experts in their field and will be more productive. Structural formality. Another point on which some harmony must be maintained is the degree of formality of the organization. the formality of the organizational structure. A compromise between rigid, rigidity and freedom that allows working with a fast process but without eliminating the relationship between workers or their creativity. Formation of departments. The different activities of an organization are divided into departments, each with its own projects. When the organizational mode is built, the need to departmentalize in a right when the organizational model is built, the need to departmentalize in a rigid or flexible way is studied. The more rigid structure reach a higher degree of specialization, while the flexible ones encourage collaboration between departments. Among the most useful tools when creating departments, we find a business management program. It helps to better structure the division of functions between the different departments. Now we're going to talk about power and authority. The difference between power and authority is that the power is a capacity and authority it's a skill. In this sense, power can be acquired whereas authority depends on the ability of a person to influence others. Power is the ability to Power is the ability to subordinate other people or to dominate a situation. Authority is the ability to influence others without the need for them to be subordinate. Therefore, the union of these powers and these types of authorities achieve good penetration for the organization, and together they can reach the ideal position of a good leader so that he can manage to deal with a good team and can satisfy the needs of the same. Some companies have become famous for their peculiar organizational structures, models adapted to their business and that are renewed so as not to lose competitiveness in this constantly changing world. The tech giants have diversified their activities so much that were it not from the enormous work to simplify their organizational charts, the chains of command would be chaos. For example, we have Amazon and Google. Amazon, for example, divides its entire staff into 12 tiers. Jeff Bezos, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry, directs from the highest level. The rest of the positions are started from level 1, that of the distributors and packers. Informally, Amazon provides different color badges based on employee seniority. They all start with blue and every 5 years progress to yellow, then red, then purple and silver. The move to the next level of this structure with the next color insignia. It's celebrated with all the company. And we have Google. Google is organized by Alphabet Inc., a company created in 2015 that encompasses all its business in a conglomerate of subsidiaries. Within the complex structure of Alphabet Inc., Google is but one of 26 subsidiaries. The structural changes of the organization have been criticized by states on all continents, especially within the European Union. They fear that these maneuvers have been aimed at diverting points of avoiding paying taxes in countries with no more severe taxation.